请坐。女士们、先生们、
Ladies
同
and
志们、
gentlemen,
记者朋友们，
comrades, friends
大
from
家
the
上午好。
media, good
欢
morning.
迎出席中
Welcome
共中央
to
新
the
闻发
press
布会。
conference of the Central Committee of
10
the
月20日至
CPC
23日，
from October the
中国共
20th
产
to the
党第
23rd.
20届
The
中央委员
20th
会
CPC
第
Central
4次全体
Committee
会议在
convened
北
its
京召开。
fourth plenary session in
这是全
Beijing.
会
This
是在我
plenary
国
session
即将
is an
顺利完
important
成
one
十四五
held
主要
at
目标
a
任务，
critical moment
进入基本
when
实现社
China
会主义
is
现
about
代
to
化、
accomplish the
夯
main
实基础、
objectives and tasks
全
in the
面发力
14th
的
five-year
关键
plan
时期
and into
召
the
开的
stage
一
of
次重要会议。
solidifying the foundation and making
全会
all-out efforts for
审议
basically
通过了
realizing
中共
socialist
中央
modernization.
关于
The
制定国
session
民经济
deliberated
和
over
社会
and
发展
adopted the
第15个5年
recommendations
规
of
划
the
的建
Central
议，
Committee
圆满
for
完成了各项
formulating
议
the
程。
15th five-year plan for
今天
economic
我
and
们
social
请来有关
development
方面负
and
责同志
concluded all
向大家
agenda
介绍
items.
和解读
Today
全
we
会
have
精神，
leading
并
officials
回
from
答大家
relevant
关心的问题。
departments to brief you on the
出席
session
今
and
天新闻发布
explain
会的有
the guiding principles and
中
take your
央政策
questions.
研究室主
We
任
have with
江
us
金泉同志，
Mr. Jiang Jinquan, Director of the Policy
中
Research
央财
Office
办
of the CPC
公
Central
管日常
Committee,
工作的副主
Mr.
任
Han Wenxiu, Deputy
中央农
Director
办
in
主
charge
任
of
韩
routine
文
work
秀
of the
同志，
Office of the Central Financial and Economic Affairs Commission,
国家发
Director
展
of the
改革委
Office
党
of
组
the
书
Central
记
Rural Work
主任
Leading Group,
曾山杰同志，
Mr. Zheng Shanjie, Chairman of
科技部党
the
组书记、
National
部长殷和
Development
俊
and
同志，
Reform Commission, Mr. Yin
商务部
He-jun,
党组书记、
Minister
部长
of
王文涛同志，
Science and Technology, Mr. Wang Wentao,
国家
Minister
卫
of
生健康
Commerce,
委党组书记、
and
主任雷海
Mr.
潮
Lei
同志。
Haichao, Minister of the National Health Commission.
现在先请江金
Now
泉
I'll
同
give
志
the floor
围绕全会情
to
况、
Mr. Jiang
文件
Jinquan
起草情况
to
做介
give
绍。
you an overview of the session and
各位
also
记者
on
朋友，
the drafting
大
of
家
the
好。
documents.
很高兴
Friends
向
from
大
the
家介
media,
绍
good morning.
党的
It
20
is
届
a
四中
great
全会的
pleasure
有关情况。
to give you
大家知道，中国共产
information
党
on
第
the
20届
fourth plenary session.
第4次全体会议
The
是10
session
月20
was
至23日在
held
北京举
in
行。
Beijing from October the
全会
20th to the
由中
23rd.
共中央政治局
The
主持。
Political Bureau of the
习
Central
近平
Committee
总书记
presided
发表
over
了重
the
要讲话。
session. General Secretary Xi
中
Jinping
央委员、
delivered
候补
important
中央委员
addresses.
出席会议。
Members and alternate members
中央
of the
集体
Central
检查委
Committee
员会
attended
常
the
务委员
session.
会委员
Members of the Standing Committee of the
中
Central
央
Commission
党
for
政
Discipline
军有
Inspection
关方面
and the
负责同
leading
志联席会
officials
议。
from relevant
党的
departments
20大代表中，部分基层同志
were present
和
at the
专家
meeting
学
in a
者也
non-voting
联席了会议。
capacity, and the
全
colleagues
会
from
兴
grassroots
趣和讨
level
论了习
and
近平总书记
experts and
受
scholars
中
who
央政
served
治
as
委托
delegates to
制
the
作的
20th
工作报
National
告，
Congress
审
also
议
were
通过
present
了
at the
中
meeting
共
in a
中央
non-voting
关于制定国
capacity.
民经济和
The
社会发
session
展
listened
第
to and
15个
discussed
5
the
年规划的
report
建
on
议，
the work of the Political Bureau,
全会圆
delivered,
满完成了5项议
deliberated
程。
over, and adopted the recommendations
全
for
会
formulating
充
the
分肯
15th
定了
five-year plan
20
for
届
economic and
三
social
中全会
development. It
以
successfully
来
concluded
中央
all
政治局工
agenda
作
items. At the session,
一致
the
认为
Central Committee fully
面对
recognized the
错
work
综
of
复杂
the
的国际环境
Political Bureau since
和
the
艰
third
巨繁
plenary
重的
session.
国内改
It
革
was
发展问题任
unanimously
务，
agreed that facing the
中央政治
complex
局
international
认证我是
environment
党的
and the
20大
formidable tasks
和
of reform,
20届
development,
一
and
次全会
stability
精
at
神，
home, the Political Bureau of
在
the
抓
Central
好
Committee
世界大势
earnestly
的同时，
implemented the guiding
统筹推
principles
进
of the
党和
20th
国家各项
CPC
事业，
National Congress and the
推
plenary
动经
sessions
济
of the
持续
20th
回升向好。
Central Committee,
15
while
主要目
accomplishing
标任务
four
即
tasks,
将顺利
coordinated
完
the
成。
major
中
undertakings
国
of
式
the
现代
party
化
and country
迈出新
and
的
sustained
坚实
the
步伐。
rebound of the economy and
全
the
会
main
最重要的
objectives
成果
and tasks of the
是
14th
审议
five-year
通过
plan
了建
will
议
soon be accomplished. We're making solid
科学
strides
制
in
定
Chinese
和
modernization.
结束实施5年规划，
Most
是我
important
们
outcome
党
of the session
治国
is
理
the
政的一条
adoption
重
of the
要经验，
recommendations. The sound
也是
formulation
中国
and
特色社会
continuous
主义一个重要
implementation
的
of five-year
政治优
plans
势。
is an important piece of
外
experience
国
in
和
our
政党
party's
都羡
governance
慕
of
我
the
们能够制定
country.
长期的规划。
And it is also an important political
党的
strength,
20大
and
确
this
定
practice
到
is truly
2035年
admired
基
by
本实
foreign
现社会
political
现代化。
parties. We have
15
set up
时
the
期
goal of
是
basically
夯
achieving
实基
socialist
础、
modernization
全
by
面发力的
2035.
关键时期。
The 15th five-year plan period
制
is
定
a critical
15 规
period
划
of building a
系
solid
统谋划
foundation
十
and
五时
intensify
期
efforts
经济
across
社
the
会发
board
展，
to formulate
是
the
实现党的
recommendations for
20 大
the
描绘的
15th
宏
five-year
伟蓝
plan
图
and make systematic arrangements for economic and social development during the 15th Five-Year Plan is needed for realizing the grand blueprint of the 20th CPC National Congress and advancing Chinese modernization in phases. It is needed for effectively tackling the new changes in the complex and severe external environment and winning strategic initiative in fierce international competition. It is also needed for advancing high-quality development in keeping with the requirements of China's development at the current stage. In a word, it is of great significance. The drafting of the recommendations was led by the Party Central Committee. General Secretary Xi Jinping personally headed the drafting team and gave personal guidance and instructions, playing a decisive role. The drafting team earnestly implemented the important instructions from General Secretary Xi Jinping, stuck to the right direction and people's position, grasped the overall goals, enhanced strategic planning, and paid particular attention to making the formulation a democratic process of pooling wisdom and building consensus. We have two rounds of soliciting views altogether. The first one is that on January the 22nd this year, the Central Committee issued a notice soliciting opinions on the recommendations of the 15th Five-Year Plan. In May, General Secretary Xi Jinping gave important instructions on the formulation and stressed that the decision-making needs to be sound, democratic, and law-based. And it is important to heed the opinions and suggestions from the people across different sectors and take in the fresh experience from practice. General Secretary Xi Jinping led by example. He personally chaired 2 symposiums to listen to the opinions from leading officials from 7 provinces, municipalities and autonomous regions, and non-CPC members, and entrusted Premier Li Qiang to chair 3 symposiums to listen to the opinions from people from the economic sector, the science and technology community, and the primary level representatives. From May to June, relevant departments organized a month-long opinion soliciting event online, which is open to the public, and received over 3.113 million valid suggestions. But the second round was that on August the 4th, the Party Central Committee circulated the draft recommendations among all regions, departments, and relevant departments to solicit opinions, and received 2,112 pieces of revision opinions. After careful study, the drafting team took in 452 pieces, accounting for 21.4% of the total received. It is fair to say that the drafting of the recommendations is another vivid example of the whole process of people's democracy. And it demonstrates that the firm political position of the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, respecting the people's principal role in history, doing everything for the people, and relying closely on the people. The recommendations will be published soon. It contains 61 articles in 15 parts. It has 3 sections. The section 1 is the overview, explaining China's major achievements during the 14th Five-Year Plan period, the significance and overall requirements of ensuring good economic and social development during the 15th Five-Year Plan period. The second section contains semantic sections, making arrangements for the strategic tasks and major measures during the 15th Five-Year Plan period across different areas. The third section is about upholding and strengthening the centralized, unified leadership of the CPC Central Committee and advancing socialist democracy and rule of law. During the plenary session, the participants had lively discussions and spoke highly of it. It was unanimously agreed that the recommendations is yet another important guiding document in the history of the party. It has sound and targeted guiding principles, clearly defined development objectives, and down-to-earth and practical tasks and measures. It is another overall arrangement and a call to action for building on the momentum and continually advancing Chinese modernization, and is bound to have major and far-reaching impact on the undertakings of our party and country. With that, I conclude my opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zhang Jingqian. I now give the floor to Mr. Han Wenxiu, who will focus on the main objectives of the 15th Five-Year Plan and the agricultural sector. Good morning. The recommendations on the 15th Five-Year Plan, adopted at the fourth plenary session, was based on an accurate understanding of China's development stage and a deep analysis of the international and domestic situations. It laid down the guiding principles and the main objectives for socio-economic development in the 15th Five-Year Plan period, drew a blueprint for China's development in the next 5 years, and charted the course for Chinese modernization going forward. Let me present some key aspects of the recommendations. First, on the overall judgment of the environment for China's development in the 15th Five-Year Plan period. The recommendations stress that major countries' relations moves the international situation, and the changes in the international situation profoundly impacts development in China. China is currently in a phase of development where strategic opportunities exist alongside risks and challenges, while uncertainties and unforeseen factors are rising. On the international front, the world is going through accelerated transformation not seen in a century, and the international balance of power is undergoing profound adjustments. China enjoys many favorable factors in taking the initiative of engagements in the international space and shaping its external environment. Meanwhile, volatilities are rising in a changing and turbulent world. Major country competition is becoming more complex and intense. Instability and uncertainty are increasing in the external environment, and risks and challenges are growing. But there is always opportunity in crisis, and crisis can be turned into opportunity. We must carry forward a spirit of historic initiative, overcome the tough obstacles, confront the risks, and meet the challenges to ensure steady and sustained progress in Chinese modernization. On the domestic front, the Chinese economy is on solid foundations, demonstrating advantages in many areas, strong resilience, and great potential. The conditions and underlying trends supporting long-term growth remain unchanged. In the 15th Five-Year Plan period, we will both build on the current momentum and tackle challenges head-on. We will fully leverage the strengths and favorable factors of socialism with China's characteristics, China's enormous market, its complete industrial system, and its abundant human resources, and turn the strength into real progress in high-quality development. Second, on the guiding principles for socio-economic development in the 15th Five-Year Plan period, the recommendations stress that we must fully implement Xi Jinping's thought on socialism with China's characteristics for the new era, move toward the second centenary goal of building China into a great modern socialist country in all respects, and advance national rejuvenation on all fronts through Chinese modernization, implement the five-sphere integrated plan and the four-pronged comprehensive strategy in a coordinated way, fully and faithfully apply the new development philosophy on all fronts, and move faster to create a new development paradigm. The recommendations laid down requirements that can be summarized in 5 pursues, 2 promotes, and 1 secure. That is, we must pursue economic development as our central task, with high-quality development as our main focus, reform and innovation as the fundamental force, meeting the people's growing needs for a better life as our fundamental goal, and full and rigorous party self-governance as the fundamental underpinning for all our efforts. We must promote higher quality economic growth while achieving appropriate increase in economic output, and make solid headway in promoting well-rounded personal development and common prosperity for all. We must secure decisive progress toward basically achieving socialist modernization. The recommendations established 6 guiding principles for socio-economic development during the 15th Five-Year Plan period. That is, upholding the party's overall leadership, putting the people first, pursuing high-quality development, comprehensively deepening reform, promoting interplay between an efficient market and well-functioning government, and ensuring both development and security. The guiding philosophy and principles of the recommendations are consistent with those of the several five-year plans before. It has maintained continuity and stability and stayed up to date on the basis of adhering to the fundamental principles. It is a theoretically rich document that provides key strategic guidance. Third, on the major objectives for socio-economic development in the 15th Five-Year Plan period. During this period, we have the following main objectives. First, significant achievements in high-quality development will keep economic growth in reasonable range, notably increase household consumption and fully unleash growth potential. Second, substantial improvements in scientific and technological self-reliance and strength. We will strive for quick breakthroughs in key areas and critical core technologies and deeply integrate technological innovation and industrial innovation. Third, fresh breakthroughs in further deepening reform comprehensively. We will further improve the system of socialist market economy and strengthen the institutions for high standard opening up. Fourth, notable cultural and ethical progress across society. We will firm up confidence in our culture and continually strengthen our soft power. Fifth, further improvements in quality of life. We will score new progress in high-quality full employment, improve the structure of distribution, and significantly increase equitable access to basic public services. Sixth, major new strides in advancing the Beautiful China initiative. We will meet the carbon peaking targets on schedule and keep reducing the total emission of major pollutants. Seventh, further advances in strengthening the national security shield. We will effectively prevent and resolve risks in key spheres. These objectives are both inspiring and feasible. We believe that in the next 5 years, China's composite national strength, including hard power and soft power, will continue to grow, and our international standing will continue to rise. The people will live a happier and better life. In order to achieve a basic modernization in 2035, our efforts in these 5 years will lay a solid foundation. As a customary practice, the objectives in the recommendations are mainly qualitative. The specific numeric targets will be laid out in the outline of the 15th Five-Year Plan. I'd like to take this opportunity to especially talk about the plan to accelerate agricultural and rural modernization and advance all-round rural revitalization. Agricultural and rural modernization concerns the overall picture and quality of Chinese modernization and is the biggest weak link that needs to be shored up on a priority basis. The recommendation requires placing issues related to agricultural, rural areas and rural residents at the top of the party's agenda, promoting integrated urban-rural development and securing faster progress in building up China's strength in agriculture. First, we should enhance the overall production capacity, quality, and performance of agriculture. We should highlight both output and capacity, both production and ecology, and both increase of output and increase of income. We will seek progress in technological agriculture, green agriculture, quality agriculture, and branded agriculture, and turn China's agriculture into a great modern sector. We will seek to do a good job in both protection of arable land and technological innovation to ensure that the rice bowls of the Chinese people are held firmly and steadily in our own hands. Second, we should ensure that policies aimed at strengthening agriculture, benefiting farmers, and achieving rural prosperity deliver greater outcomes. We will strengthen a structure of diverse importing that include priority fiscal and financing support as well as participation of the private sector to consolidate the results of poverty alleviation. Third, building a beautiful and harmonious countryside for people to live and work in. We will leverage the experience we gained from the 1,000 Village Demonstration Project and advance rural revitalization with a category-based, orderly and zoning approach. We will make solid efforts to crack the issues like toilet renovation, waste handling, and other issues to gradually make rural infrastructure more complete, public services more convenient, and the living environment more comfortable, so that the rural areas are basically equipped with modern living conditions and the countryside becomes a quality living space. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Han Wenxiu. I now give the floor to Mr. Zheng Shanjie to brief you about the industry, market, and regional development. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Good morning, everyone. The recommendations made a comprehensive plan on socio-economic development in the next 5 years, and I will now focus on industry, market, and regional development. First, on industry, our purpose is to build a modernized industrial system. The Chinese economy relied on the real economy to take off. It will also rely on the real economy to embrace the future. The recommendations has set out to build a modernized industrial system and reinforce the foundations of the real economy, and it's placed as the #1 place in our strategic tasks. 4 areas of priority tasks are being laid down. We can understand them with 4 key phrases: consolidation and upgrade, innovation cultivation, quality improvement, and the foundation enforcement. Consolidation and upgrade means to upgrade traditional industries. The traditional industries are the underlying base of China's industrial system. It accounts for about 80% of added value in the manufacturing sector. The recommendations propose upgrading key industries, consolidating and strengthening the standing and global competitiveness of our chemical industry, machinery, and shipmaking sectors, and develop advanced manufacturing clusters. This will accelerate the transition from an accumulation of quantity to an upgrade of quality. Our initial estimation is that in the next 5 years, there will be a more than 10 trillion yuan market space. Innovation and create more benefits to the people and society. Innovation cultivation is to foster emerging industries and future industries. In 2024, the 3 new economies accounted for more than 18% of China's GDP. The recommendations proposed the cluster development of strategic emerging industries, including new energy, new materials, aviation and aerospace, and low-altitude economy. This will give rise to several trillion yuan level or even larger-scale markets. The recommendation also proposed making forward-looking plans for future industries and foster new economic growth points, like quantum technology, biomanufacturing, hydrogen energy and nuclear fusion energy, brain-computer interface, embodied intelligence, 6th-generation mobile communication, and others. These industries are ready to take off. It means that in the next 10 years, we will build another or even several more high-tech industries in China. And this will inject continuous impetus to our efforts to achieve Chinese modernization. Quality improvement means to promote high-quality, efficient development of the services sector. There is huge space for this to happen in the services sector. The recommendations proposed expanding the capacity and upgrading the quality of the services sector, and better integrating modern services with advanced manufacturing and modern agriculture. This will speed up the reshaping of economic ecology and better meet the needs of the people for a better life. It has opened up new space for economic growth, yet another enormous market in China. Foundation reinforcement means to build a modernized infrastructure system. China already has the world's biggest infrastructure network of high-speed rail, expressways, ports, postal delivery, electricity, and broadband connection. The recommendation proposed strengthening the coordination and plans of infrastructure development and front-load the building of new type of infrastructure as appropriate and improve the system of modern comprehensive transport. We will also better leverage the development of Belt and Road Initiative to ensure that infrastructure will play a strong supporting role for our development. Second, we will build a robust domestic market. The economies of major countries are all driven by domestic demand, and the market is the most scarce resource in today's world. A strong domestic demand is a strategic underpinning for Chinese modernization. The recommendation proposed expanding the domestic market as our strategic base. In order to achieve that, we will focus on 3 key areas. First, expand the increased market. We will focus on both boosting domestic demand and consumption, and invest both in human capital and physical asset. We will seek upgrade in the consumption of goods and services, and increase the participation of private sector in the major project development. Second, improving the efficiency. The expansion of consumption will continue to drive the Chinese economy in an upward trend. Second, increase in efficiency. The fixed asset investment in China has exceeded 50 trillion yuan. But the task of benefiting the people, showing up weak links, and fostering driving force remains arduous. Particularly, it is important to spend government funds at the most needed areas and on the life of the people. To this end, the recommendations proposed improving the structure of government investment, increasing the investment ratio in livelihood-related fields, and better use all kinds of government investments, so as to ensure full process management of government investment. The leverage role of government investment will increase the efficiency of overall investment. Third, smoothening the economic flow. Only when there is a unified big market can we have a smooth economic flow in the country. The negative list of China has been shortened from the 328 items in the past to 106 items now. 4,200 items that impede the flow of factors of production have been removed. But there are still many obstacles. The recommendations proposed unifying the rules for basic market institutions, breaking the fragmentation of regional protection and market fragmentation, and crack down on race-to-the-bottom competition. This will effectively remove the obstacles in the markets and release the benefits of the mega-sized market in China. Third, we will promote the coordinated regional development. Since the 18th Party Congress, General Secretary Xi Jinping made a series of new plans on the in-depth implementation of regional development strategies. In the 15th five-year plan period, we will consistently work on its implementation. The recommendations laid down 5 areas of key tasks. I think this can be summarized into 3 focuses. First, focus on improving the regional development landscape. The recommendations established 4 major blocks: the Eastern region, the Central region, the Western region, and Northwestern region, and the 3 major driving forces: the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei Delta, the Yangtze River Delta, and the Hong Kong, Guangdong, Macau Bay Area. And it set out to make new progress in 2 green development belts along the Yangtze River and the Yellow River. Hard connections will be coordinated with soft connectivities, and there will be efforts to improve the layout of land distribution. The recommendation proposed strengthening the strategic implementation of the functioning role of different regions and improve strategic industries and energy resource bases. Third, we'll focus on the new type of urbanization. We'll vigorously advance a new type of urbanization with people at its center and vigorously upgrade the urban facilities. There will be enormous domestic demand unleashed from this effort. I give you an example. We expect to renovate more than 700,000 kilometers of underground pipelines and networks and increase investment of more than 5 trillion yuan. Third, we will focus on the coordination of the land and the sea. China's marine economy has exceeded 10 trillion yuan. The recommendations propose strengthening the utilization and protection of the marine resources and strengthening the restoration of the maritime ecology and firmly safeguarding our maritime rights and security. This will enhance our efforts to build a better maritime future. In the future, the NDRC will act on the plans of the CPC Central Committee, deliver on the guiding principles of the recommendations, draw up an outline as soon as possible, so that this is a high-quality plan that meets the expectations and leads to the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zheng Shanjie. Now I will give the floor to Mr. Yin Hejun to brief you about science and technology and innovation. Friends from the press, my opening remarks will focus on scientific innovation and developing new quality productive forces. The 20th CPC Party Congress laid out the goal of building China into a strong country in science and technology, and the fourth plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee highlighted the importance of improving self-reliance and strength in science and technology and steered the development of new quality productive forces. This is a major strategic decision made by the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, on the basis of in-depth understanding of prevailing development trends at home and abroad, and a keen grasp of the rules of economic and social development. During the 14th five-year plan period, China's scientific capabilities have been brought to a new level. Fruitful outcomes of scientific innovation has been achieved, and steady progress made in the new quality productive forces development, laying a solid foundation for economic and social development in the 15th five-year plan period. In 2024, across society, R&D investment exceeded 3.6 trillion RMB yuan, up by 48% compared with 2020. In terms of the numbers of papers published in high-level international journals and international patent applications, China has ranked first in the world for 5 years running. China's composite innovation capacity ranking was elevated from the 14th in 2020 to the 10th in 2024. Technological and industrial innovation have been integrated deeply. The value added of large high-tech manufacturing increased by 42% compared with the end of the 13th five-year plan period. In AI, new energy, biotechnology, and other frontier areas, new growth drivers are in the making. Scientific innovation has made the skies bluer and water clearer, provided better health guarantee, and brought greater sense of happiness and gain for the people. Looking ahead for the next 5 years, the recommendations highlighted that Chinese modernization must rely on scientific modernization. During the 15th five-year plan period, we will seize the historic opportunities of the new round of technological revolution and industrial transformation to boost China's strength in education, science and technology, and human resources in a well-coordinated manner, improve the overall performance of China's innovation system, raise our innovation capacity across the board, promote greater self-reliance and strength in science and technology, and steer the development of new quality productive forces. The recommendations laid out plans from 4 aspects. First, promote advances in the regional innovation and breakthroughs in core technologies in key fields. We will improve the new system for mobilizing resources nationwide. Adopt a whole-of-chain approach so that in integrated circuits, industrial machine tools, high-end instruments, and other key fields, decisive breakthroughs will be made. We will prioritize national strategic needs and deploy and implement a number of major national scientific tasks. We will strengthen the strategic, forward-looking, and systemic planning of basic research, and scale up long-term, stable support. We will prioritize original innovation in researchers and technological development, and produce more landmark, innovative outcomes. Second, promote greater synergy of technological and industrial innovation. We will develop national strategic scientific capabilities in a coordinated manner, and enhance systemic capacity for technological breakthroughs. We will strengthen the guarantee of basic scientific conditions at home, improve regional innovation systems, move faster to effectively apply scientific outcomes, and better protect intellectual property rights. We will reinforce the principal role of enterprises in innovation, support enterprises in taking the initiative to form innovation consortium, and undertake more national tasks for technological breakthroughs. We will nurture leading high-tech enterprises, support new and high-tech businesses, and the development of scientific SMEs, and increase the proportion of R&D expenses eligible for weighted deduction. We will nurture a culture of innovation and foster a globally competitive and open innovation ecology. Third, make synergized progress in education, science and technology, and talent. We will put in place a coordination mechanism for synchronized advances and promote greater synergy in planning, policy, resources, and evaluation. We will cultivate talent to meet the needs of scientific innovation, industrial innovation, and national strategies, and speed up efforts to build a contingent of personnel with expertise of strategic importance. We will highlight innovation capacity, quality, results, and contribution in evaluation, and deepen the reform of project review, institute assessment, talent evaluation, and income distribution. Fourth, advance the Digital China Initiative. We will develop an integrated digital market that is open, shared by all, and safe, and deepen the integration of real economy and digital economy. We will accelerate digital innovation in such fields as AI, ensure effective supply of computing resources, algorithm, and data. We will fully implement the AI Plus action to empower different sectors in an all-round manner. We believe that with our hard work in the following 5 years, China's scientific capabilities will be brought to a new high. And scientific innovation will steer the development of new quality productive forces and high-quality development, providing stronger support to Chinese modernization. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ying Hejun. Now I will give the floor to Mr. Wang Wentao to brief you about opening up during the 15th five-year plan period. Friends from the press, good morning. I will give a brief opening remarks on opening remarks. There is a specific chapter in the communique of the plenum on expanding higher standard opening up. It shows that the CPC Central Committee with Xi Jinping at its core attaches great importance to opening up and sends out the strong signal that China is committed to opening up and win-win cooperation. Let me share with you the following points. First, opening up is an important instrument to promote reform and development. Over the years, our reform and opening up has been mutually reinforcing. We have kept reducing barriers to the flow of factors at or beyond the border and steadily expanded institutional opening up. China leads the world in trading goods for 8 consecutive years, and its volume of trading services exceeded $1 trillion last year. We have completed, and China has been among the top 3 countries in terms of outbound investment. Higher standard opening up has become a robust driver for China's economic development. Second, opening up is a broad pathway to develop ourselves and contribute to the world. In 2024, China was the major trading partner of over 150 countries and regions. During the 14th five-year plan period, China's import of goods and services will be more than $15 trillion. China's outbound investment has been translated into over $300 billion of tax payments of recipient countries, created large amount of job opportunities, and contributed to local industrialization and modernization. Higher standard opening up has become a great cause that benefits both China and the wider world. Third, opening up is a resolute decision that is in line with the overall trend and will help us to sail forward. Despite the rise of unilateralism and protectionism, economic globalization remains the prevailing trend of history. China is firmly committed to expanding opening up. We have ensured continued success of the China International Import-Expo, rolled out experiments for opening up in pilot free trade zones, and declared that as a responsible major developing country, China will not seek new special and differential treatment in current and future negotiations at the WTO. China has promoted opening up by all through its own opening up and injected certainty and positive energy to the world. As for the work related to the opening up in the 15th five-year plan period, the recommendations have laid out plans in 4 aspects. First, we will take the initiative to open wider. Our opening up meets both China's needs and the world's aspirations. We will take proactive steps to align with high standard international economic and trade rules, prioritize the service sector, and expand market access in areas of opening up to enlarge the circle of friends in economy and trade. We will make faster progress in regional and bilateral trade and investment agreements and expand the network of high-standard free trade areas. We will build hubs of opening up and ensure successful pilot experiments. Second, we will promote innovative trade development. The recommendations laid out plans for the 3 pillars of turning China into a trader of equality, that is, trading goods in services and digital trade. In terms of trading goods, we will expand trading intermediate goods and green trade, promote market diversification and integration of domestic and foreign trade. In terms of trading services, we will improve the negative list system for cross-border trading services. In terms of digital trade, we will expand opening up in the digital sector in an orderly fashion. At the same time, we will better coordinate import and export to strike a balance between them. We will further increase import to meet the needs of industrial transformation and upgrading and people's aspiration for a better life. Third, we will broaden the space for two-way investment cooperation. We will burnish the credentials of investing China, forge new strength in attracting foreign investment, ensure both market access and operational facilitation to foreign investors, and foster a transparent, stable, and predictable institutional and business environment. We will conduct effective management of outbound investment, improve the comprehensive service system overseas, and guide a reasonable and orderly cross-border layout of industrial and supply chains. We will take into account both GDP and GNI, emphasize both the Chinese economy and the economy of the Chinese. Fourth, we will promote high-quality Belt and Road cooperation. The BRI is not a one-man show, but a symphony. We will seek greater synergy of strategies with partner countries, advance major landmark projects, and small and beautiful livelihood programs in a coordinated manner, deepen practical trade, investment, industrial, and cultural cooperation, and expand green, digital, and AI cooperation, among others. General Secretary Xi Jinping underlined that we used to be followers in opening up. Now we need to be pace setters. We will ensure the implementation of the decisions and plans of the recommendations, further expand higher standard opening up, and broaden the space for Chinese modernization. I will stop here. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr. Wang Wentao. Now I'll have Mr. Lei Haichao to brief you on the healthcare and population development during the 15th five-year plan period. Friends from the media, good morning. It is a great pleasure to brief you on the healthcare, public health, and population development. General Secretary Xi Jinping stressed that people's health is an important hallmark of socialist modernization. The 20th CPC National Congress set out the goal of building a healthy China by 2035. This is a historic task with a promising future. The third plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee identified the development strategy of putting health first, and this fourth plenary session made further arrangements on speeding up the development of healthy China and promoting high-quality population development. It fully demonstrates the great importance that the CPC Central Committee, with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, attaches to people's health and high-quality population development. Friends, you may have seen that since the start of the 14th five-year plan period, we've made a lot of progress. We've put in place the world's largest medical service system, disease prevention and control system, and healthcare system. During the 14th five-year plan period, we have weathered the COVID pandemic and created this miracle for a populous country to emerge from a major pandemic. People's lives have been improving. By 2024, China's average life expectancy reached 79 years. Among developing countries, this is a quite impressive achievement. Looking back, we have full confidence, and looking into the future, we have every reason to believe there will be a brighter future. At the same time, in public health and population development, there are still problems of imbalance and inadequate development, and a lot needs to be done to better meet people's need in terms of accessing medical services and others. So system of promoting health, increasing the efficacy of the patriotic health campaigns, and increasing the average life expectancy and people's health. That means in the coming 5 years, in planning, in public spending, and in health efficacy, we need to give priority to those areas. Second, coordinating security and development and providing strong safeguards for economic and social development. The recommendations stress the need to enhance public health capacity building to prevent major epidemics, strengthen the comprehensive prevention and control of chronic diseases, and raise the capacity of first aid, blood support, and emergency response. Also, we need to step up mental health and related services. Third, we need to provide equitable, accessible, systematic, continuous, quality, and efficient healthcare services for the people. The recommendations made it clear that we will improve the mechanisms for the coordinated development and governance of healthcare, medical insurance, and the pharmaceutical industry, and promote tiered diagnosis and treatment. We will deepen the reform of public hospitals with a focus on serving public welfare and strengthening operational support for district, county level, and primary level medical institutions. And we will optimize the functional positioning and layout of medical institutions, implement a capacity building project for the healthcare system, and promote the innovation of traditional Chinese medicine. And we will step up the operation support for district, county level, and optimize the functional positioning and layout of medical institutions. We will have a capacity building project for the healthcare system and promote the inheritance and innovation of traditional Chinese medicine and support the development of innovative drugs and medical services. In promoting high-quality population development, we will focus on the following key tasks. First, building a childbearing-friendly society. The recommendations has called for fostering a proactive approach towards marriage and childbearing, optimizing fertility support policies and incentives, leveraging the role of measures such as child-rearing subsidies, expanding pilot subsidy programs for infant and child care services, and also the tax deduction system. We will develop the infant child care and preschool services to lessen the burden of families in raising kids. We will improve and implement maternity insurance and maternity leave systems and enhance health services for women and children. Second, we will ensure well-being for the elderly. We will improve policy mechanisms for the coordinated development of elderly care programs and industries, optimize the supply of basic elderly care services, develop integrated elderly and medical care services, improve the care system for seniors who are disabled or living with dementia, and expand the provision of rehabilitation, nursing, and hospice care services. Third, we will empower the elderly to remain economically active. We will prudently implement a gradual, flexible, and differentiated approach to pushing back the statutory retirement age, optimize policies on age restrictions in employment and social security, actively develop human resources among the elderly, and expand the silver economy. Healthcare efforts must focus on both senior care and maternal and child care. It also needs to provide comprehensive services to the entire population, including prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation, so as to lay a solid foundation of health and population for Chinese modernization. Thank you. Thank you. I now give the floor to Mr. Jiang Jinquan to brief you on enhancing party leadership. Thank you. To uphold and strengthen the overall leadership of the party is the fundamental guarantee for advancing Chinese modernization. The recommendations made a series of strategic arrangements on upholding and strengthening the overall leadership of the party and fostering a political atmosphere of integrity. First, improving the mechanism for implementing the major decisions and arrangements of the Party Central Committee to ensure smooth pass-through of policies and effective implementation on the ground. We will continue unify our thinking, our will, and actions with the innovative theories of the party. We will further develop intra-party democracy, improve and implement democratic centralism, and make sure decisions are made on a sound, democratic, and rule of law basis. This is key to keeping to the right direction in development, enhancing synergy for development, effectively responding to various risks and challenges, and ensuring the sound and sustained economic and social development. Second, adhering to the principle of employing the right people, we must give top priority to political criteria, establish and practice a correct view of political achievements, improve the mechanism for assessing and evaluating officials, and transfer those who are incompetent in their current positions. We will promote the normalization of mobility mechanisms for officials to be promoted or demoted. We will strengthen education, training, and practical experience to enhance the capability of officials in driving modernization. By combining strict oversight with care and incentives with constraints, we will stimulate the internal drive and overall vitality of officials. These are effective measures for cultivating and selecting officials who are ready to undertake responsibilities and achieve effectiveness and success, and for motivating officials to demonstrate initiative and creativity. Third, we will advance the development of primary-level party organizations in all fields in a coordinated way, enhance their political and organizational functions, and give play to the vanguard and exemplary role of party members. This is an inherent requirement for strengthening the capacity of primary-level party organizations in all fields to provide leadership in primary-level governance, serve the people, and advance reform and open up. Fourth, we have made unyielding efforts to implement the Central Committee's 8-point decision on conduct, tackled pointless formalities, bureaucratism, hedonism, and extravagance, and fostered regular and long-term mechanisms for improving conduct. We have worked to address pointless formalities to ease the burden on those working on the ground. These are important measures for consolidating and expanding what has been achieved in our efforts to study and implement the Central Committee's 8-point decision and for rallying public support for development through good conduct. Fifth, we refine the party and state oversight systems and improve tighter norms and oversight over the allocation and operation of power. We demonstrated strong persistence in the fight against corruption on the journey. We will advance our efforts to see that officials do not have the audacity, opportunity, or desire to commit corruption in an integrated manner. We mounted a successful campaign against corruption that was well received, thorough, enduring, and resolute to make sure there's zero tolerance for corruption. Thank you. The floor is now open to questions. Please identify your media affiliation before asking a question.
中区第二排靠走廊的这位。
好的，谢谢主持人，我是中央广播电视总台央视记者。那么我的问题是。 现在距离2035年基本实现社会主义现代化
There is another 10 years before 2035 when China is expected to have basically realized socialist modernization. There are another 10 years. People have high hopes for that, and there's a lot of attention from within and outside China. In this process, how important are the 5 years of the 15th five-year plan?
这个问题请文秀同志回答。
好。 实现社会主义现代化是一个
Realizing socialist modernization is a historic process of gradual and ongoing development. After the 18th Party Congress, under the strong leadership of the Party Central Committee, with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, we have achieved moderate prosperity across China and realized the first centenary goal. The 20th Party Congress laid down a two-step strategy to realize the second centenary goal of building China into a great modern socialist country in all respects. And the first step is to basically realize socialist modernization by 2035. Which requires unrelenting efforts across 3 5-year plan periods, from the 14th to the 16th. The 15th is a crucial period as we work to reinforce the foundations and push ahead on all fronts toward basically achieving socialist modernization. It will serve as a key link between the past and the future. There's only 10 years from now to 2035. We can only have greater initiative if we do a good job in the first 5 years. We must have a sense of urgency and mission, make scientific plans for socio-economic development in the next 5 years, and seize the period of time to reinforce and expand our advantages, break bottlenecks, shore up weak links, and make key breakthroughs in the strategic tasks concerning the overall picture of China's modernization. Particularly in the socio-economic development field, we need to reinforce the foundations and push ahead on all fronts. We will strive for major progress in pursuing effective improvement of quality and reasonable growth in quantity in the economic field, fully unleash growth potentials, and strive to move from a middle-income country toward a medium-level developed country. We will strive for major breakthroughs in developing new quality productive forces, speed up fostering new growth drivers, and strengthen new growth engines. We will work to fully upgrade both the supply and demand side structures, improve the people's living standard while promoting consumer spending, and coordinate investment in physical assets and human capital, and shape a growth model that is driven more by domestic demand, consumption, and other internal forces. We will strive for coordinated progress in economic and social development, improve the people's quality of life through high-quality development, and address the pressing needs of the people. In this way, we will expand the space of development through meeting the people's needs. We will strive for major progress in the full green transition in socio-economic development, foster a new type of energy system, build a strong country energy, and deliver on the Beautiful China initiative. We will strive to strengthen domestic economic flow, better connect domestic and international economic circulation, better coordinate development and security, and underpin the new development paradigm with a new security paradigm. To meet the people's expectations, to navigate the changing international landscape, it is vital to focus on managing our own affairs and remain steadfast in promoting high-quality development and in comprehensively deepening reform and expanding high-standard opening up. Certainty in our own high-quality development is the best response to the uncertainty in the changing external environment. It is the key to seizing the strategic initiative in the intense international competition and sustaining the twin miracles of rapid economic growth and long-term social stability on the new journey of the new era. Thank you.
好，继续提问。近端这位先生，第一排。
谢谢。香港大公文汇传媒记者提
Hong
问。
Kong
今
Taikong
年是14五
Wenwei.
规划的收官之
This
年
year is the
全社
last
会
year for
都非常关
implementing
注
the
14五
14th
规划目标
five-year
任务的
plan.
落实情况和
Now,
取得的
how
成就。
about the
能否介绍一下相关
implementation
情况？
of
谢
the
谢。
tasks and objectives in the plan? Can you give us more information?
金泉同志。
I'll have Mr. Jiang Jingquan to take this
回答这
question.
个问题。
Thank you.
14-15时期是开启
The 14th
全面建设社会主义现代
Five-year
化
plan
国家新
period
征程的
is
第一
the
个5
first
年。
5 years of the new journey to build a
发
modern
展历程
socialist
极
country
不
in
寻
all
常，
respects,
极不平
which
凡。
has marked a momentous
以
and
习近平同志
extraordinary
为核心的
period
党
in
中
our
央
country's development.
团结带
The
领
CPC
全党
Central
全国
Committee
各族
with
人
Comrade
民
Xi Jinping at its core has
迎难而
united
上，
and
砥砺前行。
the entire
经
party
受住
and the Chinese
世纪
people of
疫
all
情严
ethnic
重
groups
冲
and
击，
led them in meeting challenges
有
head
效应
on
对
and
一系列
forging
重大
ahead
风
with
险，
determination. This
推
has
动
allowed
党
us to
和国家事
withstand
业
the
取得
severe
新的
shocks
重大
from a
成就。
once-in-a-century COVID-19
建议
pandemic,
稿呢，
respond
从
effectively
12
to
个方
many
面
major
做了
risks
系统
and
的总
challenges
结，
and
当然是
secured
简要的总
significant
结。
achievements in the cause
那
of the
么这里
party
呢，
and
我
the
简
country.
要地介绍一些
The
情况。
recommendations reviewed the achievements from
一是经济
11
运行
areas,
稳
and
中
let me
有
give
进，
you a brief account.
高质量发
First,
展
the
扎实
economy
推
made
进。
progress while maintaining stability, and solid steps have been taken
前面我的
in
同事们
pursuing
也
high-quality
涉
development.
及到的，我国经济增
This has
速
been
继
covered
续
by the
领
previous
跑
colleagues.
全球
For the
主要
Chinese
经济体。
economy continues to take the lead
预
among
计
major
今年
economies.
国家
We
国内生
expect
产
that
总值
this year
达到
China's GDP
140
will
万
reach
亿元左右，我们连续爬过了
140
120万亿、120
trillion
万亿、130万亿
RMB.
一个台
So
阶。
years ago, we crossed
人
the
均国内生产总
100,
值超过世
110,
界平均水
120,
平。
130 trillion
仍然是世界
marks,
经济增
and our
长
per
的
capita will
主要动力
exceed the world
和
average.
重要引
China
擎。
remains a key engine driving world
可
economic
谓
growth.
风景
And
这
I
边
would
多好。
say that China's economy is thriving
二是
with
科技创新
unparalleled
成果丰
momentum.
硕，
Second,
新质生
sci-tech
产力
innovation
稳
has
步发展。
produced fruitful outcomes, and new quality
全社
productive
会
forces are
研发
growing steadily. The
研发经
percentage
费
of
投
total
入、
R&D
基
spending
础
and
研
basic
究经
research
费占
spending
比
both
均
reached
创
a
历史新高。
record high.
高新技术产
We
业
have
超
more
过了
than
50万家，全球百
more
强
than
科技创新
500,000
技术数量达
high-tech
到26
companies,
个。
and China
占
is
比
now
全
home
球
to
第一。
26 of the world's top 100 science and
三
改
是全面深化改
clusters.
革进一步推进， 高水平对外开放不断
Third,
扩大，
we further advanced comprehensively deepening
影
reform
响
and steadily
高质量发
widening
展的体制机制障
widened
碍
high standard
逐
opening
步
up.
破除，
The institutional and
高水平
systemic
开放
obstacles
型
holding
经
back
济
high
新体
quality
制
development
加
are
快
being
形成，
removed. New systems for a
高质
higher
量共
standard
建
open
一带一
economy
路
are taking
组
shape
织
at a
组织，
faster pace. High
自由贸
quality
易区
Belt
建
and
设
Road
加快实
cooperation is
施，
making solid progress.
为
The
经济社
development
会
of
发
free
展
trade zones
提
is
供
gaining
新机
speed.
遇。
All these provide new
拓展
opportunities
新
and new
空间。
space for economic and social
中国
development.
是经济全球化的坚定支持者和推
China
动者，
is a firm supporter and promoter of economic globalization.
实施民生
Fourth,
保障，
solid
扎实
progress
稳
has
固，
been made in ensuring and
公建成
improving
果
people's well-being,
巩固
with
拓展，
achievements in poverty alleviation
每
being
年
consolidated
新增
and
就业
expanded.
稳定在
More than
1200万
12
人以上，
million urban
1200
jobs
万，
are created
居民收入
annually,
增长
and
与经济
residents'
增长同
income
步，
have grown in step with
世界
economic
规模最大的
growth.
教育、
The world's
医
largest
疗和
education,
社会保障
healthcare,
体
and
系
social
持续
security
巩固。
systems have been further
9
enhanced.
年义务教育巩固率
The retention rate
基
of
本养
9-year
老保
compulsory
险、
education,
基本
along
医
with
疗保
the
险
coverage
参保
rate
率
of
均达
basic oldage insurance
95%
and
以上。
basic medical insurance has all reached approximately
5是
95%.
绿色低碳转
Fifth,
型步
the
伐加快，
transition to green and low
生
carbon
态环
economy
境
has
质量
accelerated,
持续改善，
leading to continuous improvement in
建成全
ecological
球
and
规模最
environmental
大的
quality.
碳排放
China
产
has
交易市场
established the world's
和
largest
清洁
carbon
电力
emission
供应
trading
体系，
market and clean power
万元
supply
GDP
system.
用水量降
Water
至
consumption
50
per
立方米以
10,000
下，
yuan of GDP dropped
全国
to
森林覆盖
50
率
cubic
提高
meters,
到
and the
25%
forest
以上，
coverage rate across the country has
贡
increased
献了
to
全
over
球新
25%.
增绿
The
化面
country
积的
has
1/4，
contributed 1/4 of the world's new green
空
coverage.
气质量优
The
优
proportion
良
of
天
days
气比
with
率
good air
稳定在
quality remains
87%
stable
左
at
右，
around
发展
87%,
的绿色底色更加鲜
reinforcing the
亮。
green foundation of our
我国
development.
正成为
Now
全
China is
球
emerging
绿色
as
发展的
a
引领者，
global leader in green development.
6是国家安全能力有效提
National
升，
security capabilities have been effectively enhanced, and the efficacy of social
粮食
governance
产
has
量稳
increased.
定在
Grain output
6.5
has
亿吨以上，
remained stable at
能
over
源稳定供
650 million
应和风
metric
险管
tons,
控能力
while
进
ensuring
一步加
stable
强，
energy supply and mitigating
产业
related
链
risks have
供
been
应链
strengthened.
韧性和
The
安全
resilience and
水平
security
稳
of
步提
industrial
升，
and supply chains have improved
防范化
steadily,
解金融
and
风
critical
险攻
progress
坚
has
战
been made
取
in the
得
battle
重要
to
阶段性
prevent
成
and
果。
diffuse financial risks.
我国成为世界上犯罪率最低、
China has become
安
one
全
of the
感
countries
最
with the
高的国
lowest
家之
crime
一，
rate and the highest sense of
平
public
安中
security
国
in the world.
名副其
The
实。
vision of a safe China has become a
此外，
reality.
全过程人民民主
Furthermore, whole
深入发
process
展，
people's democracy
全
was
面依法治
advanced,
国
and
有
the
效实
law-based
施，
governance of China was
文化事业
implemented
和文化产
effectively.
业蓬勃发
Cultural
展，
endeavors in the culture
精神
industry
文化产
flourished,
品丰富多
offering
样，
a diverse range of
国防和军
intellectual
队
and
建设取
cultural
得重大
products.
进展。
Major strides were made
一
in
国
national
两制
defense
实
and
践深
military
入推进，
development. The practice of
中
one
国特色
country,
大
two
国外交
systems was
全面
deepened.
拓展，
Diplomacy with distinctive
全
Chinese
面中
features
央
was
治导，
fully
全
expanded.
效
The
选举，
party's self-governance was
反腐败斗争
enforced
纵
fully
深推进，
and
党
rigorously
的
with
创造力
notable、success,
凝聚力、
as the
战
fight
斗
against
力
corruption
明显
intensified
增
and the
强。
party's creativity,
等等。
cohesion, and leadership capability were
这些
significantly
重大
enhanced.
成就，
The
为
major
我们
achievements
15
are
世纪的经济社会发展打下了
have
坚实基
laid
础。
a solid foundation for
这些重大
development
成就的
during the
取得，
15th five-year
根
plan
本在于以
period.
习近平同志为核心的
These
党中央
achievements are
领
possible
航
because
掌舵，
we have the
在为习
CPC
近
Central
平
Committee with
新时
Comrade
代
Xi Jinping
中
at
国
its
特色
core
社会主
taking
义
the
思想
helm and steering
科
the
学治
course,
理，
and the sound guidance of Xi
15
Jinping
时
thought
期
on
是
socialism
让
with
我们
Chinese
深刻领悟
characteristics for the new
两个
era.
确立的给
During
这
the
些意义，
15th five-year plan
更加
period,
紧
as
密
long
地
as we
团结
acquire
在
a
以
deep
习近平
understanding
同
of
志
the
为核
decisive
心的
significance
党中
of
央周围，
establishing Comrade Xi
坚
Jinping's
持
core
正确
position
方向，
on the party
遵
Central
循科
Committee
学
and
理
in the
念，
party as a whole,
发
rally
扬
more
斗争
closely
精
around
神，
Party Central Committee with
把握
Comrade Xi
历史
Jinping
制
at
度，
its core, keep to the right
我们就一定能够
direction,
继续开
follow
创
sound principles,
中国式
promote
现代化的
pioneer
崭
spirit
新
to
局面。
confront challenges,
谢谢。
and seize the historic initiative,
好，继续
we will
提
be
问。
able to continue open up new prospects for Chinese modernization. Thank
远
you.
端第二排，郭男士。
您好，儿童塔斯社记者。
With TASS News Agency.
科技方面的投入不断增
China
长，
has kept
在
increasing
人
its
工智能
input
领
in
域
science
快
and
速发展。
technology and has
请问
made fast
中国
progress
在
in
发展
AI.
人工智能方面有什么目标？
What are China's
如
targets
何
in
确
developing
保科技
AI?
研发
And how do
投
you
入得到
ensure
高效利
the
用？谢谢
effective。use of R&D
这
investment?
个请何军同志回答。
Mr. Ying Hejun will
谢
take
谢
this
你的提
question.
问，
Well, thank you for your question.
我听下来你是2个问题，
You asked
一个是
two
关于科技
questions.
投入，
One is about
一个是
scientific
关于人工智能。
investment, and the other is about AI.
关于科技投入，
On scientific
重视和加
investment,
强科技投入
prioritizing and
是
increasing
世界各国
scientific
的普
input
遍共识，
is
尤其是发达国家。
a common understanding of
中国
all
政府也高度
countries,
重视。
developed ones in particular. The Chinese
18大
government
以来，
also
中国
attaches
科
great
技
importance
投
to
入
it. Since the 18th
无论是
Party
总量
Congress,
还是强度，都实现了快速增
China
长，
has made fast progress in the total
我们
volume
坚持
and
4个面
intensity
向，
of scientific input.
发挥
We have
新兴举
adopted
个
a
体制优
four-pronged
势，
approach, leveraged the
助
system
力
of
提
mobilizing
升科
resources
技投入的
nationwide
效能。
to make scientific investment more
一是聚
effective.
焦国家战略需
First,
求，
we have
加强科技资源的统
strengthened
筹，
resources coordination to meet the needs
来
of
重点
national
行业和
strategies.
领域
In
这是
key
一批
sectors
重
and
大科
areas,
技
we
项
have
目，
implemented a number of major
加
scientific
强关
projects
键核心技术攻关，
and pushed for breakthroughs
不断
in
提
core
高
technologies in
基
key
础研
fields.
究投入比重，
We have increased input in basic
鼓励原始
research
创新，
and
为
encouraged
高质量
original
发展
innovation
提供
to
科技。
provide support to
二
high-quality
是坚
development.
持多元投入，
Second, we have
增加
diversified
科技
input
资源供
and
给，
increased the supply of scientific
持续
resources.
加强财政，
We have
科技投入，
further raised fiscal input,
激励企业加大研
encouraged
发投入，
enterprises to increase R&D investment,
大力发展科技金融，
developed scientific financing,
鼓励引导社会资本
and
支
encouraged
持科技创新。
private investment in innovation.
三是强化
Third,
监督管理，
We have enhanced
绩效
supervision
评价，
management and performance
确保科技资
evaluation
源高
to
效利用，
ensure the effective use of
不
resources.
断加强科技经费的监
We
管，
have strengthened the supervision of scientific
健
funding,
全科技活动分类评价体系，
optimized the categorized
推动
evaluation
科技资
system,
源开放共享，
and promoted the
让
sharing of
宝贵的
scientific
科技资
resources
源发挥最
so
大的
that
效益。
their
关于人工
effects
智 能
can be maximized. On AI,
中国政府高度
the
重
Chinese
视人工
government
智能，
attaches great importance to the development of
持续
AI
营造良好的创新生
and has
态，
made sustained efforts
推
to
动人
create
工
a
智能
conducive
加速发展。
innovation ecology for faster
这是
development of
人工
AI.
智能科技创新不
First,
断取得新突
new
破，
breakthroughs have been made in AI
持续加强
innovation.
人工智能战略研究
We have
和科
strengthened
技攻关，
strategic research and
在
technological
基础大
development
模
of
型、
AI
人形机器人等领
in
域
large-scale AI
形成
models
一批
and humanoid
具有国
robots.
际影响力的
We
创
have
新成果。
yielded outcomes of international
二是人工
influence.
智能产业规模和质
Second,
量，
the industrial
快速提
scale
升
and quality of AI has grown
截至
rapidly.
2024年底，
By the end of
人工
2024,
智能企业总数
the number of AI
超过
enterprises
4500家，
has been over
产业的规模不断
4,500.
壮大，
As the
特别
industry
是协同创新
expands,
的产业生态正
an
在加速形成。
industrial ecology of coordinated innovation
三是
is being formed at a
人工智
faster
能
pace. Third,
赋能经济社会发
AI
展
has
成
greatly
效性。
empowered economic and social
人工智
development.
能加以深入
AI
制
Plus
造、金
has
融、
been deeply
医疗等重
integrated
点行
in
业领域，
manufacturing, finance,
形成经济
healthcare, and other
增长
important
新领域。
sectors, becoming new growth
下一步
engines.
我们将
Moving
认真
forward,
贯彻落
we
实
will earnestly
建议要
implement
求，
the decisions and
持续
plans
加
of the
强生物
recommendations.
人工
and
智
step
能
up efforts
顶层设计，
on the
和
top-level
体系化的
design
部署。
and systematic planning of AI
是
in a 15th
继
five-year
续
plan
加强
period.
基础研究，
First, we will strengthen
关键核
basic
心技术
research
攻关，
and push for breakthroughs
致力
in
开
core
发新的
technologies in key
高新
fields,
算法、
focus on new
高端
algorithms
算力芯片，
and chips with high-end
不
computing
断夯实
resources
人工智能
to
发展的
consolidate
技
the
术根基。
foundation of AI development.
二是深入实施
Second,
人工智能加
we
行
will
动，
implement the AI Plus
推
action,
动人工智能
promotes
与
the
科技创新、
integration of AI with
产业发展、
technological innovation,
消费体
industrial
制、
development,
民生保障
consumption
等
upgrading,
深度融合。
and people's welfare.
三是加强人工智能
Third,
治理，
We will strengthen AI
完善
governance,
相关的法律
improve relevant laws,
政策制度
regulations,
应用规范
policies,
伦理
institutes,
准则，
application rules,
不断
and
健全
ethics,
治理的机制。
and optimize the governance
四是
mechanisms.
推动国际
Fourth,
交流合作，
we will promote international exchanges and
人工智能
cooperation,
成为造福人
and
类
make
的
AI
国际公共
an
产品，
international public good that
推
benefits
动
all.
普惠共享，
We will
共建人工智能
work
全球
together
治理体
to
系，
build a global AI
共同
governance
应对
system
全球性挑
to
战。
meet
谢谢。
global challenges together. Thank
继续
you.
提问。中区第3排这位女士。
谢谢经济日报记者提问。近年来，中国
With
已成为
Economic
全球
Daily,
经济增长的
in
主要
recent
引
years,
擎，
China
各
has
方面都
become a
很
key
关注中
engine
国
of
经济的发
global
展前
economic
景。
growth, and
建议
there's
提出
wide
提升
interest in the
宏观经济
prospects
治
of the
理效
Chinese
能，
economy.
实施更加积
The
极的宏观政
recommendations
策。
underlined
请问
improving
15
the
时期
efficacy of
将如何加
macroeconomic
强
governance and
产业、
implementing
区
more
域、消
proactive
费、
macro
投资
policies.
等各方面
How
的
will you
政策统
coordinate the
筹，确
policies
保
on
宏观政策
industry,
同
regional
向发力，形
development,
成合力，推
consumption
动
and
高质量发
investment in
展
the？
谢谢。
15th five-year plan period, so that macro policies work in a consistent direction and create a synergy for high-quality development?
这个也是我们一直在思考的问题。
Thank you for the question. This is something that we've been thinking about all the time. During the 15th five-year plan period, we will earnestly implement the recommendations on macroeconomic governance and perform our duty as a Department of Macro Management and Economic Policy Coordination. We will focus on 3 priority areas, strengthen overall coordination and balance, and ensure that the macro policies work in the same direction and form synergy. First, expand policy space. During the 14th five-year plan period, China's GDP broke the threshold of 100 trillion yuan in 2020, and then climbed another few steps this year, like Mr. Jiang Yinshuan said just now. The China's GDP is expected to reach around 140 trillion yuan this year. There has been a constant increase of quality output and an accumulation of quality assets. General Secretary Xi Jinping vividly compared the Chinese economy to a big ocean. There is broad space for macroeconomic governance in China. During the 15th five-year plan period, we will make full use of the strength of the Chinese economy, expand the space of macro policies, and strengthen the synergy between the flow of people, goods, capital, and information. We will fully leverage existing resources, improve the quality of growth, and raise efficiency to address various risks and challenges more effectively. Second, apply new tools of governance. During the 14th five-year plan period, under the scientific guidance of Xi Jinping's thought on economy, government departments have worked closer together and strengthened coordination among fiscal, monetary, industrial, investment, employment, consumption, price, and regional policies, gaining rich experience. During the 15th five-year plan period, we will act on the principles set out in the recommendations, apply new policy tools, improve government behavior, prevent inappropriate intervention, and fully leverage the role of market mechanisms. We will take market-oriented and law-based actions in a flexible and timely way. Where market fails, we will curb the race to the bottom type of price wars and serious defaults of corporate payments. The purpose is to ensure both a vibrant market and good government regulation. At the same time, we will find new ways and methods of work, deliver a combo effect in major strategies, plans, reforms, policies, and projects. Communicate properly with micro-entities and the general public to address their questions and doubts, ensure that policies respond to the call of the market, and smoothen the last mile of policy implementation to make policies effective and accessible. Third, strengthen consistency in the orientation of macro policies. There is a lot of interest in the assessment of consistency of macro policy orientations. We will continue this work on the new policies during the 15th five-year plan period, strengthen the synergy between economic and non-economic policies, and enhance consistency between non-economic policies in the areas of different fields. Meanwhile, existing policies will also be included in the assessment. We will choose existing policies in some areas regularly to be assessed. Those that are inconsistent with the macro-policy orientation will undergo timely adjustment, suspension, revocation, or termination in accordance with procedures, so as to improve the overall efficacy of macroeconomic governance. Thank you.
好，继续提问。中区第一排这位女士。
北京广播电视台北京时间记者提问。
Beijing time. Many families, they have elderly and children who need medical service, and there are also families and friends traveling all the way to big cities. And people want to access good quality medical services in their own communities and cities. So during the 14th five-year plan period, what new measures will be taken in this regard? Well, thank you for this question. I think this is a question on the minds of many people. This is also the goal for our future work in the 15th five-year plan period. For the next 5 years,
根据国际发展的趋势，根据我们的工作基础，还有
in
我们的综合国
keeping
力，
with the research and with based on our comprehensive national strength,
人口的
our
人均
goal
预期寿
is
命
that
从现在
to
79岁
extend
这样的一个
the
水平，
average life
再提升
expectancy
1岁，
from 79
达
to
到
80
80岁左右。
to around
这对
80.
于满足和适应人民群众
So
对美好
this
健康生
would
活的新
be
期待，
important
将是一个
in
标志性
meeting
的工作，
people's
也反映了
wish
经济社会
for
各
a
方
better
面的
life. It will
高质
be
量发
a
展的综合成效。
hallmark and a
我们分析呢，
reflection of the
这
high
是
quality
完全有
development
可能实
on
现。
all fronts, and we
为此，
are confident
我们
about
需要在
realizing
以下
that
几个
goal.
方面
And
再
to
进一步
do
做出
that,
努力和优化。
we need to make the
一
following
是在
efforts.
服务方向上
First,
要全面转
the
向
service,
以
the
健
direction
康
should
为
be
中心，
shifted toward a
让群众少得
health-centered
病，
approach,
更加健康。
aiming to reduce the incidence of
我们
illness and
提
improve
倡
public health.
同时
We
也是这样的行动安排，要求各级政府
encourage the government at
社
all
会
levels, the
和
whole society, and
都要
individuals
贯彻
to
预防为
embrace
主
the
的
principle
先进理
of
念，
putting prevention first.
真正把健康优先发展战略作为
Health
经济社会
priority
发展的
should be
优先
established
目
as
标，
a top goal in economic
强
and
化
social
以健康
development.
促进
We will
为导向的
enhance
部门
the
协同
department coordination
和
and efficient
高效
service
服务监管，
regulation guided by health
大
promotion.
力开展健康中国行
The
动
Healthy China
和
Initiative
爱国
and
卫
the
生运动，
Patriotic Health Campaign will be vigorously
积极
carried
发展
out.
家庭医生服务，
We will develop
同时加强
family
健康知识
doctor
宣传
service
宣介，
and raise
真正使
people's
得居
awareness
民的健康素养
so that
能够
people's
逐步提升，
health literacy
让
will
我们的
rise
健康科
gradually
学知识、
and
科
our
普知识
knowledge about
能够
health
飞入寻常百姓家，
can be accessible or can be
让每一个人
disseminated
都成为
to
自身
every
健康
household
的主动
and
参与者
every
和掌
person
控者。
will be take the initiative in
要管
protecting
理
health.
健康方面的危险因素，
The dangerous
使得
factors need to be
类似
controlled and
影响我们
contained.
身心健康的
The
体重、
factors
血压
like weight, blood
血
pressure,
脂、血糖等等这些方面的问题
Blood
得到
fat
有效的干预和控制，
pressure, a
从而
blood
获得
pressure,
更
all
加
needs
健
to
康的
be managed
有品质的生
and
活。
paid attention to,
二是
and
在服
so
务模
as
式上
to have a
要
more
突
a
出
healthier
全
life.
链条的贯通
And，second, the service
让
model
群
will
众少得重病
emphasize a seamless
及
continuum
早康
of
复。
care to reduce the incidence of severe illness and
要
ensure
以心
timely
脑血管疾
recovery.
病
will focus on chronic diseases
慢性
such as
呼吸系统疾病
cardiovascular
糖尿病
and
等等
cerebrovascular
这些慢
diseases,
性病
cancer,
作为
chronic respiratory
攻关和
diseases,
突破
and
的重点
diabetes.
健
And
全
we will
早筛
improve the service system
早
for
诊
early
早
screening,
治
diagnosis,
还有早期
treatment,
康复的
and
服务体系
rehabilitation.
强化多病
We
同
will
防
strengthen the
同治
simultaneous
来进一
prevention,
步提升
treatment,
健
and
康产
management
出的
of multiple
效率和效果
diseases.
今后我们将在预防端进一步强调
In terms
精
of
准干预，
prevention, there will
在治
be
疗端强
more
调多学
targeted
科多专业相
intervention
互协
and
同
will
协作。
have a
在康复端
multidisciplinary
强
across
调接续
area
服务。
cooperation, and we
另
need
外，
to
在
have
管理端，
continuous
我们强调长
service.
期健
In
康随
terms
访
of，management, we need to have
让各个
long-term
环节能够真正连起来、动起来和强起来。
health checkups, so that
为了适应广大人
there
民
will
群众
be an
的
integrated
如何
system
看好病、科学看病的这样的愿望，
to meet people's
我们
needs
希望进一
for
步加强服务流程
easier
的再塑、再
access
造。
to medical
在
service. We
院
need to
内，
reconfigure
在医院之间搭建
within hospitals
会
and
诊
between
和转
hospitals.
诊的
We
工
will
作平台，
have the
能够把这样
re-diagnosis
一个看病就诊
and
的专业事情
referral mechanism
放给专业机构、专业
so
人员
that
来帮助我
the
们的患者
professionals can better
科
help
学规
the
范、有
patients
序的实现。
plan the
三
procedure
是
of
服务体
visiting a
系
doctor.
将更加突出公益
And
性，
third, the
和
healthcare
均衡性，
system service will emphasize
让
public
群众
welfare
看病
and
更加
equity
便捷。
to make medical
更加高
services
效。
more accessible and more efficient.
建议中明确提出要推进医疗、医保和医药
Suggestions
协同发展和治理，
contain
要
that
以
we
公益
need
性
to
为导向，
have a
深化
coordinated
公立医院的
development
改革，
of
以地市为
healthcare,
单位
health insurance,
全面
and
推广
pharmaceutical
福建3名医
industry.
改经验。
We will promote
我们总结
the
下来，福
experience
建3名
from
之所以在
3名
保障
of
和促
福
进
建。
健康、深化
So the
改革
model
方
is
面
defined
不
by
断取得
a
明显成
reform
效，
philosophy.
有以下4方面的工作经验：
They have 4 pieces of
一是坚持
experience.
党的领
The
导，
first one is a reform
坚持公益性，
philosophy of upholding
坚
party
持
leadership,
人民立场的
maintaining
改
public
革理念；
welfare, and adhering to a
二是
people-centered
坚持
stance.
事不避难、锐意进取的改革
And
作风，
a reform style of confronting
三是
challenges
坚持
head-on
因地
with
制宜，
determined innovation,
推进
and
改
a
革，
reform
不
rhythm
断
of
迭代
adapting
升
to
级的
local
改
conditions
革
and
节奏；
pursuing continuous
四
iteration
是
and upgrading,
坚持紧密结
and
合
closely
当地
aligning
经
with
济社会
local
发展条
socioeconomic
件
development
和水平，
to provide
为群众提供
appropriate
适宜服
services
务、
and
适宜保障，
sustainable protection
确保
for the
可
people.
持续性的改革方法。以上4点经验呢，我想
So
对于
these 4 pieces
在
of
今后5年
experience
深化医药卫生体制
would
改
be
革，
very important
大家都是应该认真研
and
究
highly
和加以推广
relevant。for the
同
different
时，我们将对
localities to draw
1、2、
upon.
3级医疗机构，
And
还有
for
基层医疗卫生
first,
机构，
second
他们
tier
的功
and
能定位
primary
以及
level
协同配
medical
合，
institutions,
进一步加强相应的工作，
we have also been
稳
improving
定
the
2级医
system.
院的运行，
We have
实施
been
医疗卫生的强基工程，
steadying the tier
以人员
2
和服务
medical
下沉基层
institution.
为重点和导向，大力
We-
发展
The
各
focus
级
will
医
be
疗机
on
构之
directing
间的
personnel and
帮
services
扶
to the
协同协作
grassroots
关系，
level, fostering supportive
推广
collaboration
和推
between
行
institutions at all levels,
巡回医
and
疗
enhance the competence
移
of
动医疗
conduct of
和
healthcare
远
teams.
程诊疗，
These efforts will drive more significant
推动
progress towards the
广大
goal
人民群众
of
能
ensuring
够
that
在家门口、在
major
附近
illnesses are
就
treated
可以得到
within the
便捷
province
高效的
and minor
相对优
ailments
质
are
的
addressed
医疗卫生服
in
务，
primary care
在
settings.
分级诊疗方面取得
In terms-
更加明显的成效。
So more progress will be made in the
继
tiered
续提问。
medical institution structure.
远端的，第3排，这位男士。
Thank you. Market News International. During the 14th five-year period, foreign direct investment growth slowed down. In which areas will the 15th five-year plan further expand openness and attract foreign investment? Thank you.
美国国际市场新闻社记者提问：“14·5期间，外商直接投资增长放缓，请问15·5规划将在哪些方面进一步扩大开放和吸引外资？”
文涛同志回答。
好，谢谢你的提问。
Well, thank you for your question.
今年3月呢，
In March
习
this
近平
year,
总书记在会见国
when
际工商
meeting
界代
with
表时，
representatives of the
充
international
分肯
business
定了外
community,
资的重要作用，
General Secretary Xi
表明
Jinping
中国
fully
扩大开
recognized the
放的
important role of
坚
foreign
定决心。
investment and stressed China's
从
firm
15看，
commitment
中
to
国利用外
expanding
资
opening up.
一
In
个
the
是量
14th
稳，
five-year plan period, in
实际
terms of
使用外
China's
资累
use of
计
foreign investment,
7200多亿
the
美
first
元，
feature is a stable
新是
volume.
外
The
企
volume of
24
paid
万
foreign
多家，
investment is over
影子大国的地位
$720
依
billion
然稳
US
固。
dollars in cumulative terms. Work
一
on
方面
two
要把
fronts.
中国大市场的
First,
优势，
work
一
on
方面
two
要把
fronts.
中国大市场的
First,
优势
we will
充分
fully
地发挥
harness
出
the
来。
strengths of China's
中国
vast
现
market.
有14亿多人口，
China has a
未来
population
10
of
多年
over
中等收入
1.4
群体将
billion.
超过
And
8
this
亿，
middle income
市
group
场
will be
潜力
larger
巨
than
大。
800 million in
我
over
们
10
将
years.
大力
This
提
means
升消
great
费，
market potential.
打造
We will
购载中
vigorously
国品
boost
牌，
consumption,
让
advance
商
the
品和
initiative
服务消
of
费
shopping in China,
都活起
and
来。
invigorate
我们
consumption
将
of
加快
both
发展
goods
新
and
的生产
services.
力，
We will
促
develop
进
new quality
人工智
productive
能、
forces
生
at a
物科
faster
技、
pace,
新能源
promotes the
等产
development
业
of
发展，
AI, biotechnology, and new
让
energy
中国的大
to
市场
turn China's
成为
vast
全球
market
创新的
into
试验场、
a
应用场，
test
也
field
是利润场。
and
我
application
们将
field
加
of
快建设
innovation
高
that
标准市场
generates
体系，
profit.
坚
We
持
will
市
build
场
high
化、
standard
法
market
治化、
system,
国际
foster
化
a
的方向，
world-class business
打造国
environment
际一流
that is
营
market
商环境。
oriented, law-based,
许
and
多跨国公司告
internationalized.
诉我们，
Many transnational
投资
companies
中
told
国
us that they
不是
believe
可选项，
investing China
而
is
是
not
必选
just
项。
an option, but a default
另一方面，
option.
要让中国大市场
Second,
成为全
We will
球
turn
的
China's
大
vast
机遇。
market into great
我们常说，
opportunities for the world.
这个外企啊，
We
它
often
不是
say
外来
that
客，
foreign companies are
而是
not
我们一家人。
guests, but members of our
中国
family.
超大规模市场也
China's
是外
vast
企的
market
机遇。
also means
比如
opportunities for
在
foreign
我们
companies.
实施的
For example,
这个以旧换新啊，以汽车为
in
例，
the trading
我们
programs
全面
for
落实国民待遇，
automobiles, we
外
have
资
fully
品牌的销
implemented
量是
national
占了
treatment.
汽
The
车
sales
以
of
旧
foreign
换新的
invested
1/3。
brands accounted for
我们
1/3
将按
of
照
the
宜
total.
早不宜迟、宜
We
快
will
不
make
宜慢的
early
要求，
rather
进一
than
步降
late
低
and
市
fast
场
rather than
准
slow
入门槛。
progress, and further lower the
服务业
access
接
threshold.
下来是开放的重
The
点。
opening up of the service sector
要
will be a
扩大增
priority,
值电信、
and we
生
will
物技术、
expand
外商独自医院等开放试
opening
点，
up
有
pilots
序
in
扩大教育文化领域制度
telecommunication,
开放。
biotechnology, and
我们将
completely
持
foreign
续优
invested
化服务，
hospitals, and open
办
the
好
education and
外
culture
企圆
sectors
桌会，
wider. We will continue to
把企
improve
业的
services,
需求
hold
清单变
roundtables for
成我
foreign
们的
companies,
服务清
turn
单，
the list of needs
擦亮
by foreign
投资
companies
中
into
国的
our
品
list of
牌，
services, burnish
让
the
外
credentials of
资
investing
企
China,
业愿意来，
so that foreign
留得住，
investors want
发
to
展
come
好，
to China, will stay in
共享
China,
中国
and
发
can
展
grow
的
well in
新机
China,
遇。
and share China's development
这几天啊
opportunities.
这个大家都比较关注啊，经美这个中美的经贸问题。
The economic and trade relationship between
习
China
近平
and
总
the
书记
U.S. has
强调，
attracted
对
wide
话
attention,
和合
as has
作
been stressed by
是
General
中美
Secretary Xi
唯一正
Jinping.
确的选择。
Dialogue and cooperation is
中
the
国
only
作为
right
负
choice
责
for
任
China
大
and the
国，
U.S.
一
As
直
a
反
responsible
对的
major
是
country, China has always
脱钩断链，
opposed decoupling or
坚定
disrupting
维护的
industrial and
是
supply chains,
全
and
球产
firmly
供链的
upheld
安全稳定。
safe and stable global
全4
industrial
轮
and
中美
supply
的经贸
chains.
磋
The
商，
4 rounds
充
of
分证明
China-U.S. economic
中
and
美
trade
在相互
consultations
尊
fully
重、
prove
平等协
that
商
on
的
the
基础
basis
上，
of mutual respect
完
and
全
equal
可以找到
consultation,
解
China
决
and the
彼
U.S.
此关切
can
的办
find
法，
a solution
找
to
到
address each other's
正确
concerns,
相处
a
之道，
correct way of
推动中美
coexistence,
经贸关系
and
健康
ensure
稳
the
定
sound,
可持续发
steady,
展。
and sustained
谢谢大家。
development of China-U.S. relations.
好，继续
Thank
提
you.
问。
Next question, please.
远端第一排这位女士。
谢谢。 浙江日报潮新闻提问。
With
我们知道，以
Zhejiang
科技
Daily
创新引领新质生产力的
To
发展，
steer the
是党
development
中
of
央
new
提出的重大
quality
底座，
productive
也是
forces
实务
with
部
scientific
署的重
innovation
点
is
内
a
容。
significant
我想请
measure
问
of the
下一步
CPC
在培
Central
育和
Committee
发展
and
新
an
质生
important
产力
part
方
of
面
the
有什
15th
么样的
five-year
考虑
plan
和部
period.
署？
In fostering and developing new quality
请
productive
何俊同志
forces,
回答。
what will be the main considerations and plans?
谢谢你的提问。
Well, thank you for your question.
Science-tech innovation can boost new industries, new models, and new growth drivers. It is a core part of developing new quality productive forces. The fourth plenum of the 20th CPC Central Committee has laid out clear planning for steering the development of new quality productive forces with science-tech innovation. In a 15th five-year plan period, we will vigorously implement the strategy of innovation-driven development, make faster progress in major science-tech innovation tasks, deeply integrate technological and industrial innovation, and raise total factor productivity to provide strong impetus to developing new quality productive forces and realizing high-quality development. First, we will continue to increase high-quality science-tech supply. We will coordinate national strategy and economic and social development needs, move faster to deploy and implement major national scientific projects, advance basic research of strategic importance in an organized manner, strengthen innovation of critical generic technology, frontier technology, modern engineering technology, and disruptive technology. Strengthen the guarantee of basic scientific conditions at home. Coordinate national strategic scientific strength and step up efforts to produce a number of major landmark innovative outcomes. Second, we will support the development of a modern industrial system. We will coordinate technological innovation and industrial innovation, promote seamless synergy of innovation and industrial chains, nurture emergent sectors in such fields as new generation communication technology and AI, develop sectors of the future in such areas as quantum technology and biotechnology, and take a leading position in technologies and industries of the future. We will use digital technology to transform and upgrade traditional industries and promote smart and green transformation of industries toward higher ends. Third, we will comprehensively deepen institutional reform. We will enhance policy coordination and promote synergy between science and technology and taxation, finance, industry, education, and human resources. We will improve the organization mechanism of major scientific tasks and promote systemic, institutionalized, and coordinated development of science and technology, innovation resources, and a workforce. We will reinforce the principal role of enterprises in innovation and move faster to nurture leading high-tech companies. We will deepen reform of ownership of job-related scientific outcomes and separate asset management. We will establish a discipline adjustment mechanism and talent nurturing model on the basis of the needs of scientific innovation, industrial development, and national strategy. We will put in place a scientific financial system conducive to innovation. Fourth, we will develop new quality productive forces tailored to local specialties. We will strengthen the macro guidance and coordination of local scientific innovation and industrial planning so that localities will forge scientific capabilities and industrial features based on their resource endowment and realize differentiated development. We will enhance cross-region innovation and industrial coordination, develop world-class industrial clusters. We will encourage localities where conditions are in place to carry out institutional innovation for integrated scientific and industrial innovation and form cradles of original innovation and hubs of scientific innovation.
Thank you very much. With Brasil de Fato, with the five-year poverty reduction consolidation period ending in 2025, what specific targets and long-term mechanisms will the 15th 5-year plan established to prevent large-scale relapse into poverty? And how will the government transition from emergency monitoring to a regular long-term supporting system for vulnerable areas? Thank you very much. 非常感谢。
真实巴西媒体集团，随着巩固拓展脱贫攻坚成果的5年过渡期于2025年结束，“15-5”规划将设置哪些具体目标，建立哪些长期机制，防止发生规模性返贫致贫？政府将如何建立对欠发达地区的常态化长期帮扶体系？
好，这个问题请文秀同志回答。
好，谢谢你的提问。
Thank you
党
for the
的18大
question.
以来啊，在以习近平同志为核心的
After the 18th Party Congress, under the strong leadership of the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, we have won an unprecedented victory against poverty and eliminated absolute poverty. It was a miracle that will go down in human history and made enormous contribution to global poverty reduction and provided confidence and a sample for global South countries seeking to get rid of poverty. We allocated a 5-year period from 2021 to 2025 to transition from poverty alleviation consolidation to rural revitalization, which helps solidifying and sustaining the results of poverty alleviation. The 15th five-year plan period is a new stage as the transition period ends and normalized support begins. The fourth plenum proposed establishing regularized mechanisms to prevent relapse into poverty. It means to serve the overarching task of Chinese modernization, we will provide normalized support as part of the rural revitalization strategy to ensure zero occurrence of massive relapse into poverty. Specifically, we will first establish and improve the policy system of regularized support. The policy system in the 5-year transition period has proved strong and effective. From now on, we will keep the system stable in general and make small readjustments. The policies on fiscal input, financial support, and resource allocation will remain largely stable. The responsibility will remain on 5 levels of party secretaries. Practices that worked will continue, including East-West collaboration and paired assistance from departments of the central government. And there will be appropriate fine-tuning in light of real situations to increase policy efficacy. Second, we will support accelerated development in underdeveloped regions. These regions are the main theater for preventing impoverishment. During the transition period, the central government identified 160 key support recipient counties for the sake of rural revitalization, and provincial governments also designated their own priority recipients. Going forward, we will continue giving long-term support to underdeveloped regions, with the central and provincial governments taking responsibilities at different levels and providing multi-tiered and categorized support. We will help grow industries that make the people rich, develop county-level economies, and improve infrastructure and public services in rural areas so as to further narrow the urban-rural gap and strengthen the base for preventing poverty. Third, monitor the need for support in more timely and targeted way. People say that fortune is fickle. In case major diseases or natural disasters hit, we will identify, intervene, and support the rural households in need at an early time and provide targeted, timely relief. We will set up and strengthen regularized monitoring systems, identify relief recipients with precision, and make regular adjustment in light of the changing situation. Those who have the ability to work will be given better industrial and employment support so that they can make a good living on their own. Those who do not will be given social aid and other supporting measures to ensure the basic
总的来讲
livelihood.
呢，就是要让
We
广
must
大
see
农民群
that
众
people
日
in
子
the rural
越过越
areas
红火，
live better
共同奔
lives
向中
and
国式现代
embrace
化
the
的
better future
美好
of Chinese
未来。
modernization together. Thank you.
时间关系，我们还提一个问题。
In the interest of time, we will take one more question.
好，近端第二排。
谢谢。中国日报记者。
With China
刚才
Daily.
郑山杰主任呢介绍了15时期在建设
Mr.
现
Zheng
代化
Shanjie
产业
just
体系
shared
方
the
面的一些
objectives
目标
and
任务。
tasks for
那么
building
我
a
想
modern
请问，
industrial
在
system
推
in
动
the
重点
15th
产
five-year
业
plan
绿色
period.
转型、
When it comes
能
to the
源结
green
构低
transition
碳
of
转
key
型的方面
industries and
会有
low
哪
carbon
些
transition of
具
the
体的
energy mix, what specific measures will be introduced?
已经点了这个三届同志的名单，让三届同志回答。
Since you were
谢谢
referred
您
to
关
Mr.
心
Zheng Shanjie,
提
I
问
will
这个问
have
题。
him answer your question.
习近平总书记上个月
Thank you
在
for the
联合
question.
国气候
At
变
the
化
UN
的峰会
Climate
上
Change
向全
Summit
世
last
界
month,
宣
General
布了
Secretary Xi
中国
Jinping
新一
announced
轮
to the world
国家自主贡
China's
献的
new
目
round
标。
of nationally determined
这次
contributions, or
建议对
NDCs.
加快经济社
The
会发展全
recommendations
面绿色
addressed
转
the
型
accelerated
呢
green
做出了
transition
部署
in
安
all
排。
respects of social
您刚才
economic
提到
development
的产
and
业能
industrial
源转型，
and
这
energy
个都是
transition,
其中的重中之
which you
重。
mentioned, is a
如何
top
加快全
priority.
面这个实现绿色转型？
How
我
to
们理解呢，就是
realize green
要
transition
以碳达
faster?
峰、碳中和
Our
目标为
understanding
牵
is
引，
that we should
加快推进
be
四个
driven
方
by
面
the
的
carbon
举措。
peaking and carbon
首先
neutrality
呢，
targets and
是要
speed
加
up four
快构
areas of
建
work.
实施
First,
碳排放总量
build and
和
implement
强度
faster
的
a dual
双控制度。
control system
过去
that
我们
limits both
是
carbon
能耗
emissions
的双
aggregate
控制
and
度，
intensity.
现在呢全面转向
This dual
碳
system
排放的双
applied
控制度。
to
这个
the
是全
energy
面绿色
consumption.
转型
Now
的
it
指挥
applies to
棒。
carbon emissions. This
建
is
议
the
提
master
出稳
control.
步实施
The recommendations
地方
proposed
碳
a
考核、
steady
行业
implementation
碳
of
管
systems
控、
like
企
subnational
业
carbon
碳
assessment,
管理、项
sectorial
目
carbon
碳
control,
评价、
corporate
产
carbon
品
management,
碳足迹
project-specific
等制
carbon
度，
evaluation, and
建立健全覆
product-specific
盖各
carbon
类
print,
主体的激励
and to
约束
establish and
制度
strengthen
体
a
系。
system of incentives and
其次
restrictions
是
that
加快
covers
能
all
源绿
types of
色低
entities.
碳的转
Second,
型，
speed up
这
green
是
and
全
low
面绿
carbon
色
energy
转
transition.
型的
This
牛鼻子。
is the key leverage.
我们将加快新型能源体
We will
系的
build
建
faster
设，
a new type of
到
energy
15
system.
末，
The goal is
新
to
增的用能需求
meet
绝大
all
部分
new
由
electricity
新增
demand
的清洁能源发电量
with new
来
power
满足，
generation from clean energy.
就是要让更多的绿电穿越
More
山
green
海，
electricity
点
will be
亮万家
transmitted
灯火。
across mountains and seas to power up
重
the
点
whole
有三
country.
个工作，
We
一
will
个是以
focus
更
on
大
three
的力
areas of
度
work.
发
First, we
展
will
非化石能源，
develop
加
non-fossil
快
fuels
西
more
北风
vigorously,
电光伏、西
build
南
clean
水
energy
电、
bases
海
faster
上风电、
across the country,
沿海核
wind
电
and solar
等
power in the
清洁能
northwest,
源基地
hydropower
的
in
建
the
设，
southwest, wind
因地
power on
制
the
宜
sea,
开发
and nuclear
生
power
物
on
质
the
能、
coast,
地
and
热
develop
能、
new
海
energies
洋
like
能
biomass,
等新能源。
geothermal, and ocean energy.
二是推进化石能源区
Secondly,
界
we
高
will
效
promote
利
clean
用，
and efficient use
推
of
动
fossil
煤电
fuels and
由
turn
基础保障
coal-fired
性电
power
源
from a basic
转
underpinning
为
source
支
into
撑
a
调节性
supportive
的电
and
源。
adjustable source.
三是加快建设新
Third,
型
we
的
will
电
build a
力
new
系
type
统，
of electrical
确保
system
绿
more
电
swiftly
发
to
得出，
ensure
电
that
网
green
接得住，
electricity is easy to
终端
generate,
用得好。
transmit, and utilize.
第三项举措是
Third,
加快产业结构
speed
的
up
绿色低碳
green
转
and low
型。
carbon transition of
这
the
实际上
industrial
是
mix.
通过
We
增加
will
产业的含绿量来提升
improve the
经济
quality
的
of the
含氢
economy
量。
by making industries
我们要
greener.
做好产业的加减法，一
On
手
the one
做
hand,
加法，
we will do
加快发
additions
展绿色低碳
by
产业。
growing green and low carbon
根据
industries more
测算，
quickly.
目前呢，
According to our
我国
estimation,
绿色低碳产业规模
China
大概
today
在11
has
万亿元左右。
a green and low carbon
未
industry
来
of
5
about
年
11
还
trillion
有翻
yuan.
一番乃
There
至
is
更大
space
的增
for
长空
this number
间，
to double, if not
特别
more,
是
in the next 5
15时
years.
期力争建成100
Particularly
个左
during the
右的
15th five-year plan
国家
period, we will strive to build around 100 national zero-carbon industrial parks, which will bring enormous space for green industries. On the other hand, we will do subtractions by conserving energy and decarbonizing in key industries. We will take special action to conserve energy and cut emissions in key industries like steel, non-ferrous metals, petrochemicals, and chemical industry, and strive to conserve more than 150 million tons of standard coal and cut CO2 emissions by about 400 million tons. Fourth, speed up green and low carbon transition in the way of work and life. This is directly concerned with all of us, every one of us. And this is the key to a full green transition. On the way of work, we will further advance clean production, carry out massive upgrade of facilities, vigorously develop the circular economy, and strive to bring the annual use of large solid waste to around 4.5 billion tons by 2030. At the same time, we will speed up energy-saving renovations of buildings and utilities and increase the share of railway and waterway use in cargo transport. On the way of life, we will carry out a nationwide green and low-carbon campaign, advocate the conservation of food, water, and electricity, as well as domestic waste sorting, and promote a green and low-carbon way of life and production. Encouraging people to build a beautiful home and a beautiful China through a green way of life. Thank you, presenters, and thank you, all the friends on media. And that concludes the press conference today. Thank you.